Right, hello guys. I'm outside right now and I've got some time to film. So let's get on with the story I left off with last time, shall we? So last time I was talking about Tianjin, and in Tianjin, well, it turns out that the delivery company, they delivered everything on time and we were very grateful for that. So we competed and we used the weapons to great effect because we actually won gold. However, the next obstacle was getting these weapons from Tianjin to Beijing. And as people who are familiar with the geography of China know, Tianjin to Beijing is not that far away. So we wouldn't fly, we would take the train. Well, taking the train turned out to be quite an adventure. You see, we went to the Tianjin Nanzhan, which connects to the Beijing train station directly with a high-speed line. So we took these weapons into the train station, and let me tell you, let me sketch this picture for you. We, three men, two Dutch guys, one very tall, one with long blonde hair. We tried to get into the train station with security, mind you, with this tree on our shoulders. This tree was made up of 6-7 staves, fighting poles, bound together, wound in plastic. The same bundle I told you about earlier. And basically many weapons. And we shoved them into the X-ray machine. And the security detail, or the security guards that were working there, they said, no, that thing isn't going in there, it's too long. But we were rude and we did it anyway. We shoved it in there and we continued walking. And as they were talking to me, they were saying, hey, wait up, those poles are way too long for the train, you won't be allowed aboard. I just basically said no Chinese, and my two kungfu brothers, they were taking their staves and walking on already, and it worked. They let us through. I said no Chinese, and they said okay, whatever. And we got in. And later these Poles and these Americans, they joined us too, and they also had their weapons, their spears, their swords, and they all got through as well. So I guess the security guards must have been, I don't know, not on their best day. At any rate, we continued from the Tianjin train station. We took the staves, the weapons, into the train, no problem, and we got out in Beijing, and that's where we faced our next problem. Now, our next problem wasn't the problem that it couldn't get to Beijing. It got to Beijing fine, and we took out the weapons from the train, and we were sort of stranded in the train station. Why would we be stranded, you think? Well, we went to this Beijing railway station, but not the main one, another one, which connects directly to Tianjin. And this one was not close to our hotel. Our hotel was in Chaoyangxu. Actually, it was very near the Forbidden City. So you can imagine, we had to get these big spears in a big city to our hotel. We couldn't walk it. The distance was too far away because Beijing is a really big city. And we couldn't take the taxi because the taxi is too small and they wouldn't take us. Those normal taxis, too small, couldn't fit our weapons. And then there was the matter of the subway, the underground. It wouldn't take us. It wasn't an option because you can't take objects longer than 1 meter and 50 centimeters into the security check, right? So what to do? That was our main question. Basically, our first mission was to get out of the train station from the taxi parking spot, because we went to the taxi pickup place, which was underground, by the way. It was in a parking garage, and we didn't know how to get out. So we basically walked the entire length of the parking of the underground parking lot, which was very big, by the way, and then we left through a car lane, which was quite dangerous of us, but we got out. It was bloody warm though, but we got out and we got onto the main road, and there we were, stranded. How would we get from this place to our hotel? So we were standing around trying to get into one of those tuk-tuks, and they couldn't take us because it was too far away. So we stood around kind of hopeless. I was looking for solutions online, and then this cab, this taxi pulled up, and it had no taxi sign. You can tell it was a taxi. It's just that the driver stepped out and he was dressed immaculately, and we asked him whether he was a taxi, and he said yes. So then we asked him if we could hail him, and he said no, we only work by mobile app. So that's when I thought, okay, so how about I just download this app? Well, it didn't work because the app, it said I needed a Chinese bank account, which I didn't have, and I needed all kinds of Chinese credit card information, which I didn't have. But then the idea came to me, like, why don't I just use the Chinese equivalent of Uber, which is Didi? So I downloaded Didi and I looked through the options, and yes, you could specifically order a bigger car to suit your needs, right? It costs more, but they could be there in no time. So this app is really cool. It has this GPS, and you can track all the cars in your area that are taxis, right? So you can hail one, and it comes to pick you up, just like an Uber. So this guy came, really nice, well, I don't know, really nice fellow. I don't remember him well, but he was quite nice, and he had these gloves on, and he helped us load those spears into his big car, and off we went to the hotel. Yeah, so that's how we got to the hotel in Beijing, which was an adventure in and of its own. But then, our problems don't end here.